Elvira looks funny on your shirt. You're slunched over.
She's
wrinkly. Yeah.
She looks fine next
Yeah.
to what's his name, Tarman.
Looks like it.
Welcome back to the Shaken Not Scared podcast. Here with you as always, Erick and Vivi. Today we're talking about the 2008 film Cloverfield, directed by Matt Reeves. But before we get into that, how are you, Vivi?
I'm good. Do you want to tell them why we're covering this one?
I like this movie.
And it's your birthday episode.
It's my birthday episode, probably way too late after my birthday, but I appreciate it.
As of recording, it's not his birthday yet.
I really do love this movie. I don't know if this is a real thing or not, but when I bought it back in college, it came in a completely white and coverless disc cover, so I thought it was on purpose, like it's top
marketing
secret.
Yeah
It may just be that it was bootleg. I don't
It
really know.
could be, yeah.
Like the case was the wrong case, but they just sold it to me. I bought it on Amazon, I'm pretty sure.
Damn, Amazon's being shady.
Oh yeah. It's my golden birthday.
Yay.
So celebrate with me. At least leave us a review for my birthday. Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm hot little 31 years old.
you're just a baby.
Just a baby in the grand scheme of things. I am golden.
Cute Harry Styles song.
Yeah. In the summer, I'm a little golden. In the winter, I'm just
crisp.
as pale as it can be. Let's talk about what creepy content we have. None.
Nothing.
Let's talk about what comfort content we have.
No comfort for you.
No, the only comfort that we have is that by this time, we have already gone to karaoke. So you'll probably hear it on the next episode because we're going to record after that.
Yeah, we've been pretty much out celebrating your birthday this whole week, so we got no time to watch anything new.
This makes it sound like we're going to be celebrating for like a month.
Well, it's my sister's birthday right before yours, so it kind of is a hectic month.
Yeah, we've been going on missions. Like we said, we're doing a backlog. We just want to make sure that y'all have content more frequently and that we're more frequently sane and not falling apart. So appreciate it. But we will have comfort and creepy content next time. We're almost done with Naruto, if that helps.
Well, we talk about Naruto like every episode.
We're almost done, okay? You guys can stop hearing about it once we're done. It is like 600 episodes long. Let's talk about this drink. Speaking of comfort.
And you're going to come up with it. It's your birthday pick. I'm guessing we're getting a nasty alien cocktail.
It's going to have like spider legs. It's going to be like
octopus
like
legs.
a cocktail, maybe, the camaron, but without the camaron.
Oh, God.
It's gonna have, like...
That's just a Bloody Mary, isn't it?
Is it? Does Bloody Mary have shrimp, though, sometimes? Yeah, it does.
Yes, it does.
Okay, maybe I'll do something like that, but we'll do, like, the gray kind, because they're, like, spider alien monsters.
Okay. I really don't know if I like Bloody Marys.
I wasn't serious about Bloody Mary,
okay.
But I'm thinking, like, something tentacly and epic.
Okay. Let's see if he pulled it off.
This thing is probably going to taste a little different from a little bit ago, but it is
the
insane
most unhinged drink we've ever created, I think.
It's awesome. I can't wait to try it. The name of this drink is the Kaiju, which is what you would call any sort of giant monster movie, especially of the Japanese origins, like Godzilla. Pretty fitting to this movie if you've seen Cloverfield.
Yeah.
The idea was because Rob is going to Japan, we would make something that was, Japanese themed and also a variation of like a fishbowl Tokyo tea. So if you know a Tokyo tea, it has gin, it has tequila, it has rum, it has vodka, triple sec, and then club soda, I think.
Yeah, it kind of falls into the category of like a Long Island iced tea. Anything that ends with tea is going to have you flat on your ass.
Yeah, it's got a lot of alcohol.
There's so much.
So similarly, fish bowls also have a lot of alcohol. So why not marry the two and just have a clusterfuck of monster
fuckery.
Is that what I want to say? Yeah, it is. It is what I want to say. What goes in here is a ½ ounce of gin, ½ ounce of tequila, 1 ounce of triple sec, 1 ounce of Midori, which is melon liqueur, if you could just do that. ½ ounce of rum. We topped it off with 4 ounces of Sprite or lemon lime soda. Ours came out about here. This is a pretty big bowl, though. The garnish that we used was a giant octopus squid thing. Yeah. If you could get your hands on one, go for it. Otherwise, let's try the drink.
Real quick on the octopus we found. It is a 3-pound gummy from Amazon, if you're looking for it.
It is
hilarious.
And it looks pretty cool.
You can also get mini, like, octopus gummies.
Yeah. Typical fish bowls also have, like, sharks or nerds and stuff. Garnish it however you want. I've just been wanting to, like, chomp a leg off.
Same.
How romantic. The servings that I mentioned were for one person. The video is for 2 people. So I put double the ingredients in here. But it is shareable, so just double it up if you want. What do you think?
It tastes like a sour candy.
It's really good. This is like the perfect mix of chilled, sweet, sour.
I would not call this chilled.
It's
you are
chilled.
going to be having a great time after one of these.
You'll start off chilled, but you
will not end up
on
chill.
your ass, yeah.
So this is one of those drinks that I think the more you drink it, the better it starts to taste. The first sip is kind of going to be like, oof, this is strong. this is shocking. But then, as the night goes on, the drunker you get, the better it tastes.
For sure. Do you think that because it's been sitting, the gummy has been sitting in the drink, that it tastes a lot like the candy too?
It does. It gives it that sour candy feeling.
I just think of sour candy. So sing that in your head while you're sipping on this. Or running from a monster, I guess.
That's a great song to have in your head while you're running from a monster. Can you just imagine?
Sour candy. Doon, 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 doon.
Because it is on the stronger side, I would drink it with caution, but I will give it a 3 out of 5.
I think I give it a 3.5 out of 5. It's fun. It's shareable. I really like the
ridiculousness of it.
Octopus, yeah. I could see myself like drinking this at a party, a club.
Yeah.
Showing off to my friends.
Because we go to the club.
Yes, we go to the club in our kitchen.
Yes. Club kitchen.
Club kitchen, where you get all your sour monster drinks.
I'm afraid I wouldn't be able to bite all the way through. Yep. That's sour candy.
I expected it to be like chewier, but it's actually not bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Back to you, past us. I don't have a segue. Erick's still trying.
Would you rather be chewing on this or Rob's friend? I don't know. Let's go find out with the rest of this movie. While we're sipping on that epic tentacly drink, do you have fun facts for us?
Oh, I do. I got these off of a website on the internet.
Wow.
Creepy Catalog, which is a cool name for a website. So this movie, I don't remember too much about it when it came out. I think I was in 8th grade when this film came out. It was 2008. I might have been a freshman in high school.
Okay, I was going to say, was I really that young? But I barely watched it in college, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't remember too much about the release of this film. I do know that it was incredibly successful, and a lot of people attribute its success to it playing on the fears of a terrorist attack on 9/11, like if it were to happen again. Because this was 2008. People were still pretty freshly traumatized.
Yeah, it's 7 years later. I think in my write-up I also wrote, like, this must have been weird to film because there's too many things that are so close to what I remember watching on the news. The clouds of smoke and dust and debris and people just walking through. They literally reenact the scene that's very much like that.
Yes.
And I was like, holy shit. That probably didn't go over well. The fear part probably worked really well, but I'm sure that it got enough of its hate too on the side.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people thought it was too soon, controversial. The movie poster itself is the city of New York in flames, and then the Statue of Liberty's head just clean off. So a lot of people attribute it to that. Others say it was just a good found footage film. They enjoyed it. It had kind of like this old monster movie feel to it. J.J. Abrams, who also worked on this film, said he was actually really inspired by Godzilla and just wanted to make a monster flick, which this is the monster flick.
It pretty much is, yeah. The other thing that I think worked for it was that, if I remember correctly, the ads, similar to other found footage films that we've seen, it's like they don't give you too much about what's going on. Mm-hmm. I remember it just being like the birthday party scene and then the people going crazy, and then it was just like Cloverfield.
So let's talk about those ads, because upon release there was no official title for the movie yet. People were just seeing these clips circling around like, what is this? Yeah. Movie didn't have a title, but in Hollywood, apparently it's common to give movies like a code name before it reaches production, or like if you want to keep it secret for a while. Its code name was Cloverfield because it was actually the freeway exit that the producer J.J. Abrams would have to take in order to get to his office in Santa Monica, California.
That's it.
Literally just the freeway exit. And he's like, that would be a good code name for the movie. But once the trailers were released and hype started to be built around the film, the rumor got out that its code name was Cloverfield. So kind of to play into the hype and the excitement that was going around with it, they just decided to keep it the name of the film. It'd be dumb to change the name and not capitalize on this.
Yeah, it makes sense because everything that came afterward was kind of like, you still don't really know what the lore is of this world. The second one came out, 10 Cloverfield Lane, and it was also a movie that wasn't anything like the first one, wasn't promoted anything like the first one.
No.
But you were left like, wait, what's the connection? What's going on? And then you watch it, no spoilers for that one, but you're also like, oh, okay, I see the connection, but still, what the fuck? I think the second one was still pretty good.
I really enjoyed Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah. And then I heard at least Paradox was not great.
Also heard that, have not checked it out.
So I'm gonna check it out because I like the Cloverfield lore, but I'm sure it's just a bunch of haters. We know you. We know people just like to hate things. I like to hate things, but I also like to love things.
I would say overall in our ratings, we're pretty like lenient. We're pretty much like, we like everything unless it's explicitly terrible.
And even if it is explicitly terrible, we're like, that was kind of good.
We get it, yeah. Or if it's just like really not our thing, you know, like how I just can't do. I know people love Terrifier, but I was like, I can't.
Go check out our Patreon because that's over there.
So the film was shot over the course of 34 days in New York and on sound stages built in Los Angeles. The actors shot some of the film on handheld cameras to give it the real effect of found footage.
That's good.
Which sounds like a nightmare to edit together.
Yeah, there is definitely a lot of shaky cam.
Oh,
I know that a lot of the reasons people hate found footage is because it's just so dizzying. I don't usually get bothered by shaking of cameras, but watching it this time around, I was like, oh yeah, I guess this is like really bad.
It's funny that you say that because when the film was released to theaters, they did have to have warning signs outside saying like, hey, might cause motion sickness, and that people upon leaving the film did report like feeling dizzy. It's excessive in this one.
Explosive vomiting because of how shaky it was.
No one reported that, hopefully, but mostly it was a small group of people. They said it was only about 100 people reported motion sickness from the film.
I thought we were talking about who was holding cameras in the movie.
Oh,
it was
no.
a small group of 100 people just running with cameras.
Running around New York, just filming everything.
And then they had a shitty job of editing it all together.
Oh my God. I wonder how much you'd get paid for that. Probably not a lot.
For sprinting with a camera? People do that for free every day.
On YouTube now, yeah. How time has changed. I kind of touched on this earlier, saying that this film's essentially a monster movie, and it did follow some of the guidelines of like Jaws, wherein the monster's only on screen for a total of 2 minutes and 37 seconds in the whole movie.
It really stole the show, didn't it?
Yeah, we could talk about that one.
We get a little full frontal too, but it is a well-earned 2 minutes and 34. It even's like, hey, I'm smiling for the camera. Look at my ears. So it just like
is it? I don't remember.
Yeah, it flexes its ears and it's just like breathing.
I just remember the design. Let me not pick at my eyeballs.
And it's like stomach dick.
No, that's what we do in the show.
The beast.
Yes. I just remember not loving seeing the monster for even that long because the CGI really ages this movie like a lot. And I say that about every movie, but it does. It's pretty noticeable.
I think I disagree.
Okay,
I think
that's
it's
cool.
Fine. I think it is fine. There are worse things from later than this that are worse.
Yeah.
I think yeah, it's okay.
It's fine.
We'll talk about it at the end if we still agree. Are we ready to jump into it then?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Here we go. The title screen. It's a very glitchy scene. It's a tape that's stamped by the U.S. government stating that the SD card from a camera was recovered from Site US 447, formerly known as Central Park. The video starts in the morning of April 26th, where Beth and Rob are planning a date in Coney Island. They're all cute and love-dovey when the video suddenly cuts to the evening of May 22nd. Rob's brother Jason is holding the camera this time, walking the streets of New York with Lily as she tells him she wants him to get testimonials from everyone at the party that night. He's not sure how to work the camera, and from this point on, the movie will cut back and forth between April 26th and May 22nd as they overwrite Rob and Beth's date.
I was so confused the first time I saw this. I was like, okay, we're following this one couple, and then out of nowhere, it was a completely different couple. I was like, what's happening?
Yeah, the date I thought was gonna have some sort of Easter egg at the end that's like, oh shit, it all comes back together. But no, it's just to be like, here's this very traumatic experience laid over this very awkward date that Rob and Lily had. Because they weren't even dating.
No.
It was probably their like first and only date. And then later we find that he basically ghosted her.
Yeah, it's meant to endear you to these characters, but I don't think it does a good job of it.
No, this is really awkward.
It's really awkward.
They get to the apartment where the party will be, and since Jason's annoyed that he was given to camera duty, he just hands it off to Hud, who also doesn't want to do it. Hud is played by the guy who plays Weasel. Is that Miller? TJ Miller?
Yes.
He basically plays like the same dude in anything that he's in.
There's a lot of actors like that.
If you just copy pasted him and moved him over to Deadpool, I'd be like, wow, it's the same guy.
Same dude, yeah.
He's only convinced because Marlena is going to be there, so it'll give him a chance to talk to her. People start showing up, so Hud goes around getting testimonials until Lily finds him to say he better be taking the film seriously. Given the events that happen later, I find it sad that during Lily's testimonial, she says she feels like he's family and really cares about him because Rob is a terrible person.
Yeah, Rob's not great.
No, we'll get to it, but there's just no reason. Okay, look, I get it, right? I get it. You love this person, but I think that if you love this person, you're also going to do everything in your power. Not to be like, let me enable you to just go full send and get us all killed. I'd probably be like, hey man, let's be realistic here. she's probably gone. Also, she's
I
dating
said
a-
that, and you said I was being heartless.
Rob, you could go, but I'm not going with you. I'm
Okay.
convincing you to come with, but if you really are just so adamant, good luck, buddy. I love you, but also you're being an idiot.
We'll get to it. That's like way down the line.
Yeah, there's like too much moral question there too. Hud also just starts filming Marlena showing up to the party during her testimonial. He's ignoring basically everything that Lily is saying and just zooms in to Marlena in the background, just entering the door. He's a creep.
Yep.
And an idiot. Because later he's also like, what? How do you know who Superman is? And she's like, whoa, what the fuck? Blowing my mind. Do you know who SpongeBob is? Yeah. I love her. I wish she was in more things.
Marlena is played by Lizzie Kaplan, who plays Janice in Mean Girls.
And
I don't feel like we see her in a lot of other things.
No, she should be in more things. I feel like she's, over the last few years, been in sporadic stuff, but not even that much.
I think she's done a horror television show called Castle Rock or something like that, but I really haven't seen her in anything since this era.
Yeah, the Janice fans are going to come
and be like, she's been in every indie movie ever, which is great.
You need to do better.
Yeah.
Actually. Rob just got a promotion as vice president at a company and has to go to Japan, so everyone from his past has been invited. Literally every single person, including Marlena, who's like, dude, I met him like 3 times and I was drunk every single one of them.
Yeah, I think she says she's more of Lily's friend, which makes sense. But then I also want to know how young this kid is, because how are you like the VP of a fucking company?
I don't know, but I will say that because he's going to Japan. When I used to work at the hotel, I told the guy that I was studying engineering, and he gave me his card and was like, if you want to, come to Japan and work for my company.
Oh, interesting.
So maybe it was one of those.
So this is a thing that
he was
happened?
a bellman at a hotel. There's actually the extended footage. We actually worked at the same hotel, and it was the same guy. This is a real movie. It's not. It's found footage because it's real. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know that, right?
I think when you do found footage, it's an interesting choice to then pick actors that are recognizable.
At the time, I didn't recognize anybody in this. Because when did Mean Girls come? I think it was the same year, actually.
It might have been the same year.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I think Mean Girls was like 2006.
Janice
Mean Girls
with
was
regular
2004. It was definitely.
Maybe I just didn't recognize Janice with regular hair. Not goth.
Her hair is also black in this.
It's not goth, though. She doesn't have the goth vibes.
Goth.
I will say that HUD is forcing Marlena to do the testimonial because it's a really cringy interaction. She's like clearly uncomfortable.
Yeah.
She's like, dude, I don't want to. And he's like, come on, do it. Come on.
It's clear it's like his only way to talk to her, but she really does not want to be bothered.
Yeah. He tries shooting a shot and she's like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to get some food. Good luck with whatever this is. Rob finally shows up to the party and goes around thanking everyone until he asks HUD about the camera. He asks HUD if Lily invited Beth, but all HUD says is why wouldn't she? We continue to get scenes from the party, and at one point someone asks HUD how he's going to survive without Rob. This line is there to foreshadow, spoiler alert, that HUD dies because Rob is so focused on saving Beth later that he doesn't really care about anyone else's safety.
Mm-hmm.
Beth shows up with Jonah from Superstore.
Are you asking me to look up this actor's actual
No.
name? Okay.
Because he's in it for 2 seconds.
He really is.
Rob goes over to say hi, and it's really awkward. It's clearly ruined Rob's night, so HUD tries to cheer him up. That's when he realizes that the camera is his and asks whether they switched the tape, but given the situation, he decides it doesn't even matter. HUD goes over to ask Beth for her testimonial, and you made a funny-ass comment about the way that Travis is just standing next to her.
Like super in her business.
The way you did it was funny as fuck.
Because she's like literally talking, and yes, he's like this staring at her.
Uh-huh.
Just really protective over her.
Hey, do you want to go get a drink? Yeah, sure. Yeah. She gives her testimonial in private and says she's really going to miss him when Rob comes over to talk to her. HUD takes his documenting job seriously and goes to record them arguing outside. Lily pulls him in, but he wants to know what's going on between them, so he gets Jason to help him harass Lily to find out. Turns out the only secret is that they slept together, and that's enough juicy tea to have HUD go around telling everyone at the party.
To be fair, if you're in your like 20s, this is a pretty juicy secret.
Is it though?
I mean,
So?
if someone in your friend group slept with someone else in your friend group, you're like, ooh.
Between the 6 of us, we could fuck around and laugh about it. But he goes to every single person at the party.
In the party,
Even Marlena,
yeah.
she's like, okay, that's cool, dude. I mean,
I don't know these people.
yeah. Beth decides it's time to leave, so Rob just locks himself up in his room. HUD and Jason go to talk to him, and we find out he basically ghosted her because he's leaving to Japan and figured it was better they just stay friends. Jason goes on to say he's a douchebag. She's too good for him, and yet she loves him. So now is his chance to go after her.
this is giving the background of their relations. It seems like they were like, will they, won't they, for like the longest time.
I think one of the mentions that she was his like high school crush or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So they've been
doing this dance for a while.
Yeah. And then they finally slept together. I guess it is juicy tea, but not enough for everyone to know. Also, sometimes I think it's funny how people read certain situations, because here he's like, now's your chance. Either you leave the Japan and forget about your future, or you go back to this girl and forget about your future.
What?
You could be like, hey,
it's different if you've been dating for years and years and you're like, I got this big opportunity in Japan. Would you come with me? They slept together one time.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That like part of me says you guys danced like this forever and you waited till you had to go to Japan to finally like do your thing. It seems like the more realistic thing to go to Japan and make a fuck ton of money and then come back and be like, hey,
are you still single?
Are you still single? Are you still dating Jonah? Do you want to date the superstore guy or you want to date the dude from Japan?
And that's it. That's the only identifiers that they have.
What would you do? You would go to Japan, right? Take the job opportunity?
I thought you were asking if I was the girl. I was like, if I slept with someone one time, would I go to Japan with them? No. Yeah, no, this is kind of on him for waiting for that trip to give him the courage to make a move. I think you just have to go to Japan. You've been working for this probably your whole career.
You know what? Knowing how horrible Rob is, he probably did do this on purpose. He's like, I'm going to just go on a date with her, and then if it goes bad, I'm leaving anyway.
Yeah, I could see that.
It went well, and now he's like, fuck, what do I do?
I don't know, because you could also like go to Japan and hate it in your first year there and be like, no, I'm going back to New York. You know, like so many factors go into it.
Yeah, true.
You also don't have to ghost someone, especially if you have the same friend group. You could just be like, hey, I'm leaving. I don't think it's smart for us to continue here.
Or long distance relationship.
Never works.
Hey, it could. Okay. There's plenty of people who have met their loved one online and live far away from each other. All four of them.
All four of them.
Felices los cuatro.
Oh, I thought you meant in the history of the universe, only 4 people have successfully had long distance relationships. I
know all of them, actually. They're all dating each other. He says, forget the world and hang on to the people you care about most. Why did I put haha?
Haha. Is it because everyone dies?
Yeah, probably.
It's so funny.
I think it's because he literally does forget the people he cares about the most and then goes
after her.
Beth, yeah. I'm going to shit on Rob a lot. I don't think the blame is fully on him. Obviously, it's their fault for following. But it is Rob's fault, because had he just been like, all right, guys, you're right. You know, it's kind of a lost cause. We should just save ourselves. None of this would have happened. Or it would have. They would have all died with Jason in a few. Suddenly, a rumbling happens and all the lights throughout the city flicker. They run back inside to find everyone shaken up. The lights switch back on, so they watch the news to find there was an earthquake in lower Manhattan and an oil tanker capsized near the Statue of Liberty. Since it's close by, they go up to the roof to see if they can see what's going on. HUD jokes about Rob leaving town a little earlier when an explosion is seen in the distance and debris flies in their direction.
I would be mad if I was about to leave on a trip and like the day before this happened. So close to being out of there. Yeah.
Everyone runs and screams. The camera is shaky. Audio cuts in and out as they make their way onto the street. People are running into their direction, almost splitting them up. Rob and Lily are screaming if anyone's seen Jason. Something comes flying in the direction and everyone panics as the Statue of Liberty's head lands on the street in front of them with slashes across its face.
This scene, I do remember the first time I saw it, I was like, holy shit, because what's more American than the Statue of Liberty? And seeing it go down is like, again, playing on those fears of 9/11 had to be an interesting scene for people. My
mind had to shut down because I was just like, yeah, the Statue of Liberty should have put up a bigger fight. No, you're right. 9/11.
What a wild statement. No, you're right. 9/11.
Jason finds the group when HUD films the smoke in the distance and notices something big moving around behind the buildings. A building comes down blasting dust and debris down into the street in their direction. Again, this is the type of stuff that I was talking about. Just really reminiscent. The group runs and hides in a nearby corner store as we just hear screams, tremors, and roaring. The windows are blown in, causing the dust to enter the store while HUD mentions he saw what's out there. Jason decides to go outside, much to the group's dismay, and we see people in the streets disoriented and completely covered in dust while nearby buildings are destroyed and covered in flames. This is 2008, 7 years ago, and we've mentioned it, but like it probably was difficult to film this.
Especially the scene where they are all hiding inside the grocery store, because I remember at the time when footage was coming out over 9/11, that was a lot of what you saw, like so many people just trying to find shelter. And it was like those surveillance cameras from the grocery stores where we got that footage from.
Right. Crazy that they like only waited 7 years to do it.
It's also, I guess, a way to work through the trauma of it, you know, in some way.
I guess it also works out if if they only filmed about 30 days in New York and the rest of it was in
LA.
LA. Marlena is one of the people they see walking by, so they sit her down while everyone crowds around HUD to see the tape. Everyone starts to panic, but Jason takes control of the situation by deciding their best way to escape is the Brooklyn Bridge.
I do appreciate
that Brooklyn Bridge there.
No, I do appreciate that they show HUD like rewinding the tape to show everyone, because this is one of my biggest pet peeves in found footage films where they're like, I don't believe you. What did you see? And they're like, I don't know. I can't describe it. I'm like, rewind the fucking tape.
True.
Personal pet peeve.
You waste too much time like trying to gaslight
people.
Like,
believe me? No.
Yeah. Although I will say that the technology doesn't make sense to me, because when they're rewinding and then watching the replay, you see the date between Rob and Beth.
People are like, we don't care about your personal porno. Just show what happened.
It's just HUD showing them the porno.
That's a dick, dude.
And they're all like, holy shit,
it's a monster.
This is on the rage. HUD checks on Lily and Marlena, but Marlena is traumatized. She's like, it was eating everyone. And they're like, that's nice, dear. As they make their way to the bridge, they realize their phones aren't working, which Rob seems particularly upset about. We see someone flatlining and convulsing in an ambulance nearby before HUD turns to camera, but I wonder if that was our first clue of infection.
I think it was, yeah.
This film's marketing was also special because you had no idea going into it what you were dealing with. You're like, there's a monster up there convulsing. You're like, all right, this is a monster movie? Zombies?
Yeah.
Monster zombies? What's going on?
And it's never really answered. I think if we did have to guess, I would go with alien zombies.
Right, because they infect you.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like the reverse War of the Worlds where infection killed the aliens. They brought infection to us. Everyone's on the bridge being guided by police to cross when Rob asks HUD why he's still filming. And HUD says he wants to show proof of how it all went down. This was the movie just being like, why would he continue?
It really was just to shut up that one horror fan who's like, why do you keep holding on to the camera?
I don't even know if it fits HUD's MO to be like, this is his vibe. He's
so obsessed with cameras. I'm trying to think in other found footage films. Like Blair Witch made sense because they were making a documentary.
Anywhere where there's a reporter, it's because they're reporters. This one's he's just like, the people need to see what's going on, man.
Yeah, suddenly he's become a documentarian for the people.
Gotta put this up on the dark web.
This is gonna start my YouTube channel.
Rob suddenly gets a call from Beth, but he can't hear her, so he stops on his tracks. HUD and Lily stop, but Jason gets pushed forward by the crowd. Rob says, what do you mean you can't move? Before people start going into a panic. Jason climbs a light pole in the distance to wave them down when Lily screams, watch out! And a huge tentacle comes crashing down onto the bridge exactly where he was.
So unfortunate.
Yeah, he got smashed by the tentacles. Everyone screams. Lily screams for Jason, but everyone runs as the bridge collapses behind them. You can hear as the cables snap, which is also scary.
Yeah, because they fling all over the place.
Those are high tensile, like heavy ass cables, and if they whiplash, I mean, you're gone. Like your whole body's gone.
So painful.
Yeah. The group stops to recollect themselves as people loot and panic nearby. Lily cries over Jason. HUD starts suggesting ways they should escape, but Rob cares more about how dead his phone battery is.
It's really fucked when you learn that it is his brother that just died on the bridge.
I mean, that must have been some really good sexual intercourse. I don't know how to put this.
Must have been
massively.
amazing.
To make him just say fuck it to all my friends and even my brother. He runs into a store for a charger while HUD notices the monster being broadcasted on the news. Outside, military vehicles rush by as they announce a mandatory evacuation to the south of the city. Everyone in the store suddenly stops to watch the news, where we see the monster is dropping pieces of itself onto the street. Before I just say what's on the TV, the fact that people just stop and are just like,
I think that's human nature to want to know what's going on.
You think people would stop though? Everyone's looting around them. I think the whole store is like,
I think it would be a good idea to stop just so you know what you're up against for survival reasons.
I mean, it'd be a good idea, but really,
things are so different now because now you could literally just like look at it on your phone as you're fucking running for your life.
No signal. Actually, no battery.
Right. But even then, phones did not have
screens and internet.
Yeah, they had screens. They had screens in 2008. I promise you, they were just pixely as fuck.
We see the monsters dropping pieces of itself onto the street. They then zoom in at street level where we see these spider-like creatures attacking people. We see what they look like up close later, but on screen they look like big face huggers.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I wonder if they were inspired by Alien.
Yeah. Lily and Marlena come running into the store to hurry them up, but Rob has a charge on his phone and yells at them to stop while he listens to his voicemails. Literally asking everybody to just bring the world to a halt so I could hear.
We're in the middle of a fucking crisis. People are dying and you have to listen to your voicemail.
He has one from Beth saying she can't move because a wall fell on her. Rob just stares off and decides to walk in the direction of the chaos. The group's like, bitch, what the fuck? Rob says they can't convince him otherwise, so they should just go with the military, but they all decide, fuck it, I'm coming with you. Literally no reason other than that, like, hey, Rob, we love you, I support you. But it literally takes, like, no convincing.
Yeah, because at this point, the only people that I would see wanting to stick together is his brother and him, and he's now gone. So, like...
Lily makes sense in the name of Jason.
Kind of, but also there's a limit, I think, that Rob reaches. But everyone else is like... No, Marlena especially, she's like, I barely know you people. HUD seems to be Rob's best friend, but I don't know. At what point are you like, you're fucking crazy? No.
Yeah, that's where the debate starts, right? Because it's like, would you do it? I think we're all adults here.
Are we?
I think that if that's your prerogative, you've got this.
You can do it. I believe in you, Rob. See you on the other side.
There's just so much that happens that it's like, hey, at what point should we just be like, nah, man, she's gone, dude? He's like, how far is the apartment from here? It was like an 8-mile thing and they had to run through the train tunnels. No, man, this isn't a video game. We're not gonna go on a whole ass mission.
You know, that's funny to think that I'm sure if something apocalyptic were to happen, there would be those people who would treat it like a video game. Like, I so ready for this shit. No, you wouldn't.
Babe, I'm ready to just fight things.
You literally just said you wouldn't.
I wouldn't go on a suicide mission for no reason. Maybe not these spiders though. I saw what they did on TV. I'm leaving.
Pretty nasty, yeah. Every time you say Manhattan, I just keep thinking about What We Do in the Shadows. I don't remember how he says it, but Laszlo's character, they're going to a party in Manhattan. He's like, we're going to Manhattan or something like that.
Manhattan.
Every time you say it, that's how I think.
But yeah, so again, there's like a point at which it's like, nah, man, I think you're on your own. For HUD and Marlena especially. Lily, okay, she said that you're like family.
Yeah.
But HUD and Marlena...
Marlena's truly just with these group of people because she doesn't want to be alone.
But she could go with that big-ass group of people just being guided by the military.
Yeah.
Marlena's like, she's dead as fuck. Did you not hear the voicemail? Rob is like clearly upset with her when she says that.
A wall fell on her, dude. Even if she's not dead, she is bleeding out and it's a race against time. She says she can't move. She might be paralyzed. We can't carry her.
He also doesn't give details until they're already there. What floor is she on? Oh, the 31st floor?
Because she's rich to top it all off.
Yeah, of a building in the middle of where the chaos is happening?
Manhattan.
I don't think we're going to find her.
Yeah, no. Like you said, truly a suicide mission.
But that's why we're not heroes, right?
No.
That's why we're not firefighters or whatever.
That's why we sit in these chairs and talk shit
into we just say what we would do and just victim blame for a half hour.
Yeah.
HUD keeps trying to convince Rob to stop and ask if the police or firefighters could help when the monster suddenly approaches and the military fights it off. Cue the full force and budget of this fucking movie. They solidly for 2-3 minutes, it's kind of funny. It's like dudes with guns. It's like they don't even show what they're shooting at. It's just like them on the side of the road. We see a bunch of military dudes with guns, the bazooka dudes, the tank, then explosions. Before we see the monster hovering over them, the group runs into the subway as explosions seal off the entry behind them. Rob thinks that they should go up to the other platform to go back up, but HUD's like, bitch, the air caught on fire. We need to wait. Rob gets a call from his mom and lies to her saying they're safe and being evacuated by the military before telling her Jason's dead.
Heartbreaking.
This is when it hits Rob that his brother's dead, and he breaks down with Lily on a bench. Marlena sits there contemplating how she shouldn't even be there. HUD's like, but yeah, you decided to come with us. You had your chance to leave.
Way to rub it in her face.
Do you feel like the movie was trying to like make it seem like Marlena and HUD were kind of hitting it off?
Yeah, but I don't like this because they're only hitting it off because they think they're about to die.
Yeah, there's no real reason for them to...
No real chemistry.
No.
This is a weird thing to say, but I was looking up like gift ideas for you. Do you want to know what a gift idea that comes up on Amazon is? Like a lot for men?
Blow up doll.
No.
A picture of Janice from Mean Girls.
No, that would be really specific. It's like towels and people have like stitched cum rag on it. Like it's literally a labeled rag.
Why?
Because men are disgusting.
Why is that a gift?
And you need to label it. I don't want people to know that that's what it's used for. Imagine like going to someone's house and going to wipe your hands on a towel and it says cum rag on it.
Or is it a slight? Take care of yourself, bitch.
No, it's meant for the cleanup.
Do it to yourself, you ass. You don't deserve
That's a
me.
passive-aggressive gift, then. Yeah, I don't
here's
think that's the intention.
Rag. That's like the dick towels.
All towers are dick towels if you really get down to it.
Not all dick towels are cum rags, but all cum rags are dick towels. Ew.
What a tangent.
Yeah. Rob decides it should only take them about an hour to just walk through the tunnels to the station near Beth's apartment.
That's really long on like a good day and not when the city's also just on fire.
Also through the tunnels. We're not talking about like a stroll through the park. Pitch black. We just have our little cell phone lights. They're not the powerful cell
ones
phone
we
lights
have
that
now. Yeah. I kept telling you I was waiting for like a flaming train to just go in there and destroy them.
Kill them all.
Yeah.
End the movie now. That was War of the Worlds, though, right?
Was it? Possibly.
The group's resistant, but the sound of gunshots and explosions outside convinces them. They go down the tunnel as Rob beats himself up about his last words to Beth being out of pocket. Because she's like, good luck on your trip to Japan. And he's like, good luck tonight, Travis.
It's amazing. You're going to risk your life for it later.
Yeah. They keep hearing noise in the tunnel, but try not to freak out until Marlena points out rats are running in their direction. A chittering noise is audible, so they turn on the night vision to find a bunch of those alien spiders hanging from the ceiling.
They take way too long to just start running, because I think if you see rats running quickly in the opposite direction of something, start running with them. They know what's happening.
For sure. I also think that their use of the night vision doesn't really make sense because only HUD has night vision.
He's only able to see through the camera, yeah.
But
there's a whole like 10 minutes where he's like, hold on, turn on night vision.
And the spider's like, we'll wait.
Yeah. He's got to get the shot.
A bunch of them attack and make a bunch of goofy noises. It's like, it sounds like the whooping fireworks. You know, the little spinny ones? We think Lily is a goner because one takes her down immediately. HUD's literally about to get eaten up when Marlena saves the day by beating it down with a pipe. She gets taken down quickly, though, and bitten on the shoulder. They all make it out alive somehow by running into a service room nearby.
Poor Marlena. She was okay until she decided to go back and help these guys.
Yeah, she could have been the one who just ran into the service room and was like, let's go. Because I think Rob's the one who does it.
Yes.
They're all like fighting spiders, and Rob's like, hey, door's over here. They look at Marlena's shoulder and she's all shredded up. HUD thanks her for coming back and saving him. And she's like, why wouldn't I? Because you don't know these people. I don't
know you.
Anyway, the group asks, what's the plan now? Just try their luck on the streets. They end up inside a store and see a bright light across the room. Marlena looks sick and says she feels dizzy when the military shows up asking questions. Is the first thing Rob asks them to help Marlena? No.
Why would he do that?
That would be very unlike him, actually. He tells them they need to go get Beth out of her building.
This whole military setup here with hospitals of people, you gotta go.
Take the whole hospital, please.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
The group is taken to a base they set up in the building where they see tons of other injured people being helped. Someone on the stretcher's insides are completely hanging out as the people carrying them say they have another bitten one. The guy in charge gets off a phone call and tells everyone they all need to be out in 15, but Rob's like, no, we can't. We have to help my girlfriend. The soldiers are like, fuck you and your little problems. Seriously though, as everyone's packing up to go, Rob continues with his sob story about how it's all his fault and he let her go and they need to let him go save her.
Which would not happen. Like, these people are trained professionals. They don't give a fuck about your sob story. They wouldn't let you get all your grievances out like they're your therapist. They would be like, okay, move it along, shut the fuck up, move it along.
They all drop everything.
Yeah, they're like, wow, this is an amazing, compelling story.
One of them even's like, I have a thing for you to do.
Yeah.
No way.
No
fucking way.
this would not
people
happen.
are no one. Now, be a politician with a deep pocket and maybe.
Right.
Give me a private helicopter.
He really does ask for everything.
That's that privilege.
Of having a good job in Japan.
You know who I am. I have a job in Japan. They're like, oh, you're right. We didn't go to the party. I'm sorry. Meanwhile, Marlena's nearby saying she doesn't feel good with blood coming out of her eyes and nose. Someone nearby yells, bite! And they pull her into a tent. The group freaks out.
This reminds me of something, but I can't. Is it
2319?
Yeah, I was like, is it a kid's movie? It reminds me of Monster
She's got a
Inc.
sock on her. They don't even address the bite. She just actually has like a little spider sock on her from space. The group freaks out as we see Marlena's shadow in the tent exploding. The soldiers carry the group off to settle down, but one soldier tells the others he's got them. He reveals he has a way out for them and tells them to be at the evac point before it's too late.
Wouldn't happen. They don't really process what happened to Marlena.
They're like, we didn't give a shit about her.
We barely knew her.
Anyway, they need to hurry because the government is implementing the Hammer Down program to prevent this thing from getting out. If that doesn't work, they're leveling the whole city. Casually.
Get rid of it.
Throw the whole thing away. HUD takes a minute to cry over Marlena, and Rob's like, do you fucking mind? Look, guys, I know, I get it, I know. But like, unless you're gonna follow me, we really have to go.
He really does, and like, you already hate him, but when he does this, you're like, oh my god, the worst.
Yeah. They run through the empty streets and finally find Beth's apartment, which happens to be leaning on another building.
I think if I saw that, I would just be like, we just fucking can't. Part of me would be like, damn, this whole struggle to get here, but also, no fucking way, man.
No, look, the military, the whole ass military,
yeah,
the one that was helping people, was right there. It was right there.
We were safe.
This is the point where I'd be like,
you're on your
everything
own.
led us to here. Rob, it's up to you.
Yeah.
But,
especially if you're trying to grieve your friend and he's like, I'm gonna need you to wrap that up because I gotta go do this thing.
if the whole group was like intact, maybe I'd still be like, look, we've gotten this far, let's go. Some of us have died. No, dude, you're going on your own now.
Clearly you're just leading us all to get picked off one by one, and for some miraculous reason you're still alive.
Yeah, he's the one that's most reckless. Maybe that's why.
It always is, right? Like the people who
are the most terrible are the ones who survive.
Yeah.
HUD's like, she lives on a low floor, right? Nope, she lives on the 39th floor. So HUD jokingly suggests they use the building it's leaning on to jump down to Beth's building. Rob's like, you son of a bitch, I'm in.
Yep.
When they're inside the building, Rob tries the elevators. Bro.
Why even try it?
What the fuck? Literally, like, every rule says if the building's on fire,
do not take the elevator.
Anyway, they take the stairs, and they're all out of breath when they find a floor high enough to jump down onto the roof of the other building. Lily's like, I can't do that. But Rob's like, nah, you got this.
You know what sucks?
Risk your life.
Is the entire time they're running through the cities, both Lily and Marlena have high heels on.
I forgot about that with this scene.
Because she's holding her shoes going up the stairs.
Also, 39 floors, goddamn.
I think I would have stolen someone else's shoes, I'm not gonna lie.
Just picked him off a dead body?
Yeah, I think I would have.
Pick him off Marlena's body?
No, she was also wearing heels. She also exploded. I don't think you're getting those shoes.
Just kill HUD for his shoes.
I mean, I didn't say do all that, but...
I mean, he's the only person around. HUD says goodbye to the camera, and Rob's like, hurry up, completely disregarding that they're like actually afraid to jump over a building. Rob is such a terrible person. He's on like Mika level.
Yeah.
You know?
I could totally see that.
They make it inside the other building, and it's pretty nerve-wracking because everything is sideways and creaking. They find Beth's apartment, which is full of windows, and I'd be too worried. I'm going to slip and fall out of the window. Like, it's leaning. It's also, like, marble floor.
Yeah.
That in just any
It's like so much. I'm just thinking about the scene to come, and I'm like, oh, no, I don't think she would have survived this at all.
Fuck no. Tetanus?
Yeah.
She's got a rebar in her.
Even when they pull her out, I'm like, I don't think that would be enough people to pull her up. She would have to be 90 pounds, but then there's no guarantee that you wouldn't do further damage in pulling her out.
No, and then they're running right after this.
Yeah,
no.
no.
They find Beth impaled by some rebar, so they think she's dead. But she opens her eyes, and they have this cute little, are you real moment? She's like, oh my god, I thought you left. And he's like, it's really me. And HUD and Lily are just like,
he should have left.
Huh. Everyone's just chilling, giving them their moment, until Beth realizes she's got a rebar sticking out of her. So Rob starts yelling at Lily and HUD to help him with her. Dude, Rob is rude as hell. Because he's like, hello, help. After you guys just had like a little piece of shit.
You just made out for like 10 minutes, man.
They pull her out in unison and don't get a second to relax when they notice the monster approaching in the distance. I'd be like, we're fucked. We're gone.
We're dead.
We're just going to stay here. That's it.
I'm not climbing outside again. Fuck, that was so much work.
They make a run for it, but really it's a walk because Beth's hurt. They finally make it outside and run to the evac point, but the monster is right on top of them. I find this scene so fucking funny. You should watch it because it's really funny. The military fights it off, and we watch it just stomp on some tanks while the evac point sits like 300 feet away. They look to the left. The monster literally stomps on a tank. Helicopters come from the direction of the monster and land right in front, and there's like no sense of urgency from anyone. How did the helicopters make it past? Also, the evac point's like right there. The monster was like, oh shit, I can't get to that point. It's still not 0600 yet. The moment it's 0601 though, fuck you guys, I'm gonna stomp on that place. Lily gets to get away, so he's like, Lily, you're good. I know this isn't your fault.
Okay.
Your boyfriend's dead.
So you're
I'll
saying
let
the
you go.
monster had sympathy?
Yes.
For military time.
That's the only way that it can be explained.
It's the only way.
Yeah. He knows what it's like to have a family. He's like, Lily didn't deserve this. HUD's kind of a creep. Rob sucks. Beth, I'm sorry. Anyway, Lily gets safely taken away, leaving HUD behind with Rob and Beth. The monster's just ready to go as it turns the corner and gets shot at by tanks. A helicopter shows up and the group is safe as they fly away watching the monster bombarded. They're like, hell yeah, when suddenly the monster comes jumping at the helicopter out of the smoke. The helicopter free falls as everyone freaks out. They wake up and it turns out none of the three of them are dead.
Which wouldn't happen.
No.
They'd all be dead.
The helicopter would explode.
Yeah.
They somehow survive the helicopter hitting the bare ass ground.
Yeah.
I believe it when movies have a helicopter hit a tree line. But
there's something to
bare-ass
stop
ground,
it. Yeah.
No way. They pull Rob out, whose leg is apparently really hurt, but we see the planes flying by, meaning that a monster is nearby. HUD puts the camera down to help stop the bleeding. They start carrying him away, but HUD thinks fast and runs back to the camera. However, Rob and Beth scream as HUD realizes the monster is standing right above him. The monster looks dead at the camera and just chomps down on him. All we could see through the shakiness of the camera is HUD's lower half hanging from the monster's mouth as he falls to the ground with the camera. The camera lands facing HUD, and we hear Beth and Rob yelling out to see if he's okay. Why did the monster eat them too?
Why are you gonna ask if he's okay?
What? Yeah.
He's clearly not okay.
God, it's just a head. Hud, are you okay?
Yeah, Hud died by his own like obsession with the camera, which I think is something we see a lot in found footage, is like the person most obsessed with capturing everything ends up dying.
For sure. But I do think that it's odd that the monster focuses on these little people. You know, like he's literally getting shot at by the military. Mm-hmm. What makes him turn to like address 3 little beings
that are not shooting at him?
Yeah, and then he just kills one of them.
Yeah,
and then lets the other 2 just get by.
These people, I know we're following them, but they really just—I don't know how to say this because it's not going to make sense. But they really just have main character syndrome. But they are the main characters. But then, like, almost divine intervention happens to them in some situations,
and they don't deserve it. I do remember being younger and watching this film and being like, "Oh my God. I would totally save the girl I love. This is like resonating with me. I would be this guy. I would like save the person I love." And now I watch it, my man, fuck that.
Fuck that bitch.
I'm out of here. No, just kidding. I would save you. I would. But the moment I see your buildings leaning,
I'm out.
My
building.
I'd probably still be there, actually.
That we don't live in together.
I told you I have dreams about having to save my loved ones. So I think that's why this movie resonated with me when I was younger. That's still my biggest nightmare, is like not being able to save the people I love.
I'm telling you now, I'm not fighting. If there's an apocalypse, just take me out, man.
You're not going to save me?
You could survive, and I think you would do fine. I'm going to die either way if society crumbles.
We're going to just rob all the pharmacies.
Bro.
Just for no reason.
That still wouldn't work. First of all, it wouldn't even be regular pharmacies. It'd be very specific high-tech pharmacies.
Show up with a ski mask at the infusion place.
Yeah.
Empty. There's nobody there.
Yeah, there's going to be no medication there.
Give me all the infusion you have. You mean money and food? No, give me the chemo.
Drugs. I'm here for drugs.
Yeah. Rob and Beth find Hud's body, but they just take the camera and run. Why? Why take the camera?
I'm guessing it's their way of honoring him because he was like so obsessed with capturing everything. And yeah, to like film your testimonials, I suppose. I would leave it. I wouldn't fucking care.
Now they care about honoring
I
him.
know, yeah.
Man, fuck Rob. Beth's literally like a victim here. Beth could have just died in peace in the building. Now she's gonna get nuked because of Rob.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think either way is a good way to go, to be honest. Because what if the building finished collapsing before she died?
Before she
That'd
was
be
fully
fucked.
dead. She was knocked out already. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't even think she would have known.
I don't know.
Seems like she gets just a whole ass body of rubble and a nuke to the head. Awake. I'd rather be asleep while a nuke hits than awake. But they just take the camera and run to Central Park, where they hide under a small bridge. We watch as Rob and Beth cry about everyone being gone, but in the background we hear the monster as close as ever. Beth says they have to go, but Rob argues they have to wait there. So now he's rude as fuck to Beth.
Yeah.
Rob puts the camera on himself as sirens go off and gives the details of what's transpired, including the names of his friends who've died. Beth is crying her eyes out, and Rob's like, "Say something to the camera, sweetie. Say something to the camera.
Yeah.
Tell them who you are. Say your name." She's like, "No, I'm just it hurts. Everything hurts." I feel bad for Beth. This reminds me of that lady who tells her son to pretend cry for YouTube.
Oh.
After their dog died.
Yeah.
She finally says her name and says they're going to wait till it all blows over. When it quite literally all blows over behind them, through the rubble we can hear them yell they love each other, and it cuts back to the date from April as Beth and Rob sit on a Ferris wheel. The camera lets them know it's almost out of tape, so Rob asks her to say one last thing to the camera. She says, "I had a good day." They both smile at the camera. And the credits roll. I was expecting like them to be on the Ferris wheel and then like an explosion happens in the background. They're just like, wow, that's weird. But no, it's just a really happy way to end the movie.
Again, it's supposed to make you feel for these characters, but I don't think we saw enough of their relationship to care.
It seems a little toxic if you ask me.
Already, you guys aren't even dating. But it's a sad moment. I'll give you that. Them saying like, "I love you." I mean, I think he did love her, or he wouldn't have sacrificed literally every single one of his friends and families to save her. But
it's like chess.
Damn.
You send all the pawns.
The most fucked up game of chess ever. Yeah. High stakes.
So what did you think of this movie?
Oh man. I remember watching it the first time and thinking it was a pretty good movie. I thought it was scary. Would hate to be in this situation for sure. I do remember even when I watched it then though, I thought Rob was an idiot for trying all these things to get to Beth. Watching it now, I do have a little bit of an issue with the excessive shaky cam, but it's fine. It's found footage. Yeah. No, I always have issues with that. But some things, it's just like, I know you're supposed to suspend disbelief, but there are so many situations that they're in where I'm like, they wouldn't have made it from that. They wouldn't have made it from that. They wouldn't have made it from that. And it's like very early on in the movie that this starts to happen where I'm just kind of like, Again, touched by God in this film.
I mean, I guess that's how like all movies are, because even like finding the military base in the mall after the train stuff, the events are all just too
perfect,
coincidental. Yeah.
Where I will give the film credit and where I think they did a good job was in keeping the monster element a complete mystery. Even though we do get it on screen for like a couple minutes, rarely do you see it. Again, you're not sure of how it works because it's babies. If they bite you, cause you to blow up. Is it an alien zombie virus? You don't know where it comes from, what its plans are, and I am a fan of the less is more approach for monster movies.
I do like that about this movie. I think that's what also appealed to me, is that it left everything up in the air. Like, even after it ends, you're like, did they kill it? Godzilla doesn't get killed by nukes. What is this? It's not in the forefront. The whole time you're kind of dreading that at any time the monster can be around the corner. It can knock down the building that you're in. I really think that the suspense, I know we made fun of a lot of it, but where they're picking up Beth and they're in that leaning building.
It's a
that
tense
moment. The monster's running at the building and they're like, we gotta get off. I'm like, oh, fuck no, dude. It's like right there. We're gonna die.
I'm just gonna wait for it to get me.
Yeah, there's so many like, I'm just gonna give up here moments. And I think that was the appeal. Part of it also was saving your loved one. Personally, if I had friends who were gonna join me, I'd be like, nah, dude, like for real, I know that this is like a me thing. I don't want you guys to die.
Yeah.
Don't follow me. I know there are people who would listen to this and be like, well, it wasn't his fault. They chose to go with him. But like, I think it still counts as getting your friends killed because they care about you.
Rob is also at times barking orders at them.
Right.
So I don't know exactly how much he's not to blame. I understand that you're probably not thinking clearly, and this man is yelling at you. So we're like, okay, I guess I'll follow this person who seems to know what they're doing.
Yeah. Now, would he have made it on his own? I don't think so.
No, because he brought side characters to get picked off. That's literally the only reason he survives until the end.
Had he gone on his own and then found Beth on that rebar, I think he'd have had to stay there.
Yeah, they would have died there. I enjoy this movie all right. It's not one of my favorites, and I don't know if I would say it stands out to me. I guess I should keep the sequels out of this, but I definitely prefer Cloverfield Lane more. I think that one is more story, and yeah, it's all personal preference. You can disagree with me.
No, I think the second one's good. I'm laughing because it's like, is it because it's more leaning into the elevated horror psychological thriller realm?
Maybe because there's more plot and less shaky cam. I love a good found footage movie, don't get me wrong. I think I would have enjoyed it more if we followed even a different group of people around, because I was just infuriated with every decision this group made.
I feel like it's hard for a movie to be like, let's have a monster and then give a human story that people care about.
Right, because that's always it. Just to kind of final thoughts, wrap it up here. I think this movie, I don't know if I can say it was tacky for taking the approach of playing on everyone's fears from 9/11, or if that was just a really good strategy and marketing campaign. I would give this film a 7 out of 10.
Okay, it's a C. I like that.
I mean, I kind of wanted to go 6.5.
Because Rob.
Yeah, Rob does really suck.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of it in terms of the genre, and I think I would prefer to watch this instead of a Godzilla movie, to be honest. Depending on the Godzilla movie.
I was going to say, because the Godzilla movie was
There's some good ones. So I don't know. I think it would depend on my mood, but let's leave it at 7 out of 10.
Okay. I was going to say that I wonder if the choice for New York was just literally as simple as, I just want to see the Statue of Liberty decapitated on the street.
It's always New York, right? There's like no other city that's impacted.
No. What do other cities have that you could have the monster throw and it'd be like, whoa, holy shit? You have like the Seattle Needle. Just like using it as a sword.
Oh my God.
Just like grabs
jousting with the Seattle Needle.
If Cloverfield wants to be a franchise like it is,
hit every city.
Just, do that. Just make it a montage of monsters just using landmark things. It throws the bean and just like...
That's actually hilarious.
Yeah, I kind of want that now.
What's your overall rating of it?
I think I still give it a 7. 7's good. Do you want to talk about how these like little alien wiggly thingies scared Loki? Not scared him, but he was like, what the fuck is that?
Sure.
I think Ripley was there too, and they were both like...
annoyed.
What? Yeah. And we all know how much Loki hates insects. Summer is on its way.
Yeah. Is it an insect design? It's not exactly clear what it is. Right? It's like a sea monster insect thing.
They remind me of the movie Eight-Legged Freaks, but if the heads of the spiders were the chompers from Jinx.
I have not seen that film, so I can't.
Ooh, we should watch Eight-Legged Freaks. Is that a horror movie?
I think so. Do you want to tell us about it, Loki?
All right, we'll make sure to protect you from the alien monster insects. I didn't know that wasn't even an option. This is going to be their first summer in the yard.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
You've already been a little stressed out about it.
Yeah, because being shelter dogs, they're not used to a lot of sounds and people.
Kids playing? What the fuck is that?
So it's going to be fun to teach them that they can chill out.
Yeah.
So fun.
We're just like, ew. As always.
As always, we hope you guys had a good time here with us. You can follow us pretty much anywhere at Shaken Not Scared Pod, except Twitter Shaken Scared Pod. You can send us an email at shakennotScaredPod@gmail.com.
Listen wherever you get your podcast, give us a follow, check out our drink videos, join the Discord. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. Also comment and let us know what you thought of Cloverfield. Maybe you also hate Rob. Maybe you love Rob. Maybe you want to be saved by Rob.
Bye, Rob. Be sure to like, rate, review, all that good stuff. And okay, thanks, bye.
Bye.